This episode's called The Milk and Cookies, because that's what it is. Making the mess right. None of that. Nobody's gonna get off on me eating food. You gotta pay for that. That's another website. Here's what happened to me. I put a bunch of restrictions on myself. I pulled out of the pop culture. Or more accurately, I aged myself out of it. So I can't joke about certain things anymore because I still don't know about them. Because the world has moved on. And I was with people and we were talking about movies and TV shows. And I had no idea what they were talking about because I don't watch any of that stuff. And I already knew that I was far behind. And I didn't want to catch up. And I thought, so I started making a list of don'ts, like don't talk about this, don't talk about that. It's right here. There's all stuff I don't want to do for my podcast. And I wrote down about it and I was honest. And I said, talk about celebrities. One, because I just don't want to trash people and all that shit. But also, because I don't know who they are anymore. And I don't want to just talk about politics or whatever because I feel inadequate. I don't want to be invisible. I think that's what happens if you talk about politics. A guy like me just doesn't exist. And let me look at the list. Don't curse or go too blue. Don't. And then the reason is I just don't want to. Don't talk about love. You're terrible at it. Ooh, I shouldn't have read that one out loud. Yeah, I'm just not gonna talk about love and romance stuff because I'm really bad at that stuff, and I have a life of my own, and I can talk about things that were cool, but it just sounds gross if I'm talking about like somebody I fucked or something. I don't want to do it. Oh, and then it says don't talk about too much personal stuff or stuff from life because I did do that in the past. And then people said, hey, remember when you told me you had a podcast? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, I listened to it. And I was like, cool. And they're like, no. Why not? And they're like, because, you said things about me that were terrible. And I was like, yeah, but nobody knows that's you. And they were like, I know you said that about me. And then I understood. So I don't want to talk about people anymore that I know. Or like ex-girlfriends or people in my family. So it's limiting my podcast. Like, I need to talk about stuff that's not about you, that's about life. And, don't do any of the other stuff I did. So I've decided I'm just going to start getting all the free download music and I'm just going to make like videos where I don't say anything and you just watch me do stuff. It'll be all vaporwave and shit. I'm not doing that. Like anybody cared. I used to have a channel. Yeah, I don't know. And it says make people laugh and make them feel good. Yeah. That's like maybe one of the hardest things to do. I don't know who gets inspired by those things that everybody still to this day that they try to send around to each other. These things inspire each other. There's a certain something about the hearts of a man, woman or man, whatever, the good people that will always hate that kind of shit. You're like, don't send me things like this. Don't do it. I don't know, the cookies are unsatisfying. I made some cookies. They got burnt. All of them. I cooked them in like 3 batches, and every batch of the 3 got burnt. Fine. It wasn't in me to throw them away, because like they're burnt, but I will eat them probably. I ate them all, like all the cookies. So then I made another batch of cookies, and they all turned out great. And they're not burnt, or too hard or anything like that. And some of them I put cherries in, and they're great. Oh wow. And they just don't satisfy. Nothing satisfies lately for some reason. I don't know what it is. Is it one of those things where if you have a friend that's into planets and shit, and they're like, oh, it's because it's Saturn rising or Mercury or something like that. Mercury retrograde. I don't know about any of that stuff. Maybe I'm just growing up. Too old. I just don't like anything anymore. I have terabytes of files of stuff I've saved over the years. Like, here's archives of stuff that I've clip grabbed or whatever that I like, that I watch it. And I can just forget about it. But for some reason recently I went through it and I saw this stuff and I was like, get rid of all this stuff. So I would review stuff and then decide to get rid of it. And I'm like, well, you might feel different at another time. Like, you already had that stuff, you might as well left it there. You still have terabytes and terabytes on your external hard drive thing. Just keep it. But instead I chose to delete it from my life. And then some of the stuff where I tried to find it because I was like, I want to see some things of nostalgia or whatever. I tried to find them and they weren't there anymore. That kind of pissed me off. I was like, where's all these things? They're gone. They're not here now. And I think I kind of deleted them before, like years ago probably. I don't know why I told you that. You know what? Choked on the cookie. My podcast is in this weird limbo. This is the place we're in right now, where it's like between seasons. I did a whole season, and that is what it is. And now I'm in this weird space. We're not sure what the show wants to be. The lighting's not quite right. The temperature's off. I have to have the fan on. I don't know, whatever that thing is over there. I just want to eat gas station food, you know? But not like when I'm not going to the gas station for food. Not everywhere. It's a very interesting challenge in this day and age, I think. Mr. Bean ate up a lot of people's material, probably. How to be funny? Like, I'm sure every country, I'm not sure every country, but there's probably a lot of countries that have, like, there's some guy that never talked. And he just did, like, all these sketches, like, falling over a salami stick or whatever bullshit these guys do. And, you know, there's all these guys that fall around, slipping on banana peels and shit, and falling off ladders and everything. As long as there's been cameras to record guys doing that. What's funny now? Like, what's some kind of thing that's not evil that would be all size, one size fits all funny for kind of like anybody? Because there's things like this that will just make pretty much like most people will laugh. Like, people don't like Mr. Bean, but if he does a thing that's funny, people will laugh. And then they'll still say, I hate him though. They'll laugh and they'll go, okay, I still hate him though. I don't care, you don't have to like the guy. I don't know what I think of him. But the point is, like I know from meeting people from other countries where they've said, oh, yeah, like Mr. Bean, like we have a guy like that. and his name is Milos, and he doesn't talk or anything, but he's like a really old man now. And everybody loves him, and he performs in front of the prime minister or whatever weird country it is. And then they're like, yeah, and he doesn't talk or anything. He just like he fumbles with his tie. That's like his whole thing. He keeps dropping it, and he has like these weird special tie suits made and shit, where the tie can fall to the floor and he can chase it around and everything. And they love it because it's a small country and the guy's still alive. But what? Like, you know, people would say stuff like, I want to do something that's lasting. What does that even mean anymore? Like people would say, you know what I mean? Like, people would say that. They're like, I want to do something that's lasting, that'll hold up. And then you watch a lot of old things and they don't hold up or not lasting. Some things do. It's not a lot of things. It's very based on opinions. Like, some people will say, oh, this old thing is still great. And then somebody else will watch and go, no, it's terrible. It's like exactly horrible. Everything you said that was great about it is exactly what's wrong with it and the opposite. I don't know what you're seeing. You're blind. Go lay down. Whatever it is. But now it doesn't matter because you can just go make your own little thing. You can make your own little movie and edit it right in your phone. You can be your own little tangerine. It can happen for you. Your thing that you make is going to be great. Don't forget to clean the floors of whoever's places you're filming in, because you're going to see all their like weird stuff where they didn't clean up. They have like a gross place, so you gotta watch about that. I'm gonna go now. I didn't want to eat those cookies. I have like this weird bloat of like, you had some cookies, you had some milk, and I'm just completely unsatisfied. And I think the only thing that's gonna make me happy is if I just start praying, you know, just sort it out. Just say, what went wrong, Lord? But mean it, you know, like with heart. And then I hate leaving dishes, but you know what? I might allow two. A bowl and a spoon. You know why? I'm probably gonna wash them, to be honest with you. But I might leave them. You know why? Maybe I just need to go lay down. Maybe sometimes there's just really nothing to say. And entertainment doesn't matter. We don't need to be entertained. We need lives. I don't know. I'm gonna go now because my head hurts. I'm tired. I shouldn't eat cookies. I gotta take my medicine. Gotta take my wooden leg off. Gotta put my gout cream on the other leg. And my fish oil treatment's up my asshole. And a thing for the hole in my neck. And make sure I plug that up for tonight. I had stink bug in there. Ah, what a problem I had in the morning. I had a terrible breath. And I'll be back with you for another exciting episode where I can tell you everything you need to know for internet success. I'm going to teach you how to make your own mind movie. And that's a thing that where you just make a movie about yourself and all the stuff you want to happen in your life. And keep watching that movie over and over again. Guess what? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And I'll be back with all that exciting advice and more. And I'm gonna get breast implants. There you go. Shocking. Spoiler alert. Tastefully done. You know. Very confusing. Remember when TVs were like a big heavy box and it had like a bubble in the front and a bubble in the back? Now TVs is flat. Ain't that wacky, yo? Ha, word. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm out of stuff to say. kind of like a weird feeling in my stomach where it's like, yeah, you just had to have some milk and cookies, didn't you? Just so you could talk to people. Yeah, I guess so. At some point, you have to start like periodically, when you're young even, you have to look at your life and you have to say, here's the things they said that I wanted. Am I anywhere close to getting them? What are the things I've done to get those things that I said that I wanted? And how far away am I? If you're waiting for something big to happen and like you have nothing going on, that's your first mistake. The next mistake is maybe your goals are too high. Maybe you just need to think of like, well, how much money could I make every week? You know? And forget about your art, because most people just aren't really very good, you know? And the people that get somewhere with what they want to do, they're not necessarily the best artists or creative types. I'm speaking about this because it's kind of like my type of, it's my, what do you call it, my Budo or whatever, okay? So if you're a creative type in this day and age, just go like get jobs and find out what people want, just like do it. I don't know, I can't give advice. That's one of the other things I said don't do. Don't give advice. I made a list of things to do and don't to do. And one of them was don't give advice. I agree. I am me. The decision stands. So yeah, I recognize that a lot of my nostalgia has now faded. So there's things that I deleted and got rid of where I'm like, yeah, I don't care. That's okay. It's gone. It's gone forever. But I should have done it better. I should have saved a bunch of stuff. And I'm gonna go now. I just want to like do stuff in life, and I don't want to like talk on the camera and wear this weird fabric thing. It's getting sweaty. Okay, so I'm gonna go. We're in this weird amorphous limbo between seasons. So we talk about weird stuff because we're not really sure. I'm not sure where my show is going. I'm in like a transitional time. So episodes are weird like this. The lighting's not the same. You can see fans and shit in the background and everything. It's terrible. So there we are. There's the new season, the lost season. You've seen that. And now these are those episodes like it's in this weird limbo. Because we don't know where we're going with the show. But I'm tired of these curtains. So this is where we go when we're in the Red Lodge. Okay? There you go. I don't know what comedy is to me anymore, because comedy now becomes some sort of timeless thing, like what's funny. Because I thought I was old enough that I was giving myself a present. I never said this up front, but I was giving myself this present of, I'm pulling out of pop culture stuff. I don't care about what's happening in movies or TVs. And this is just something that happens to people. It's very common. And some people happens too young when they just work. And like, I don't care about movies or TV, and they just don't. Like when they're young, like they're 25 or something, they just don't give a shit anymore. But some people will watch stuff like their whole lives and die and everything. And then some people will, you know, like me at some point, like I don't care about that stuff anymore. So it affected my comedy because you can't reference things, because the older I get and the more time goes on, stuff I would reference, people don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm constantly saying, you know, that was before your time or something like that. So how do you make comedy? Maybe comedy is not the right word. How do you make something funny, and it has to be timeless and probably transcend language or culture? And then that's where people go back to Mr. Bean again. They're like, yeah, like Mr. Bean, where he doesn't say anything, he just like falls, the turkey lands on his head and shit. And like, yeah, like that. I don't know. It doesn't have to be about pratfalls and stumbling around. Like, there's comedy just in, I don't know. Is it worth it though? Is it worth it to watch certain people's movies for their payoffs? Like, you have to be engaging to them somehow, you know? And not spend any money. That's the key. Be engaging and don't spend any money. I don't know. I'm gonna go now. Thanks for hanging out with me. All that shit I said before, don't forget it. Everything's great. Everything's gonna be great. Everything's super.